Hello Pisces, Elsie here to do a reading for you. I am reading for the whole month of May. How you doing? Somebody asked me in the comments to do it, and so I think it's a good idea since there's so many different planetary change-ups that are going on, right? Pisces, how are you, my water family? And my two fishes friends, I hope you're well. I am here with this deck. We are going to take just 3 cards from this deck, and then we're going to top it up with tarot. And Pisces, well, you've just come out of a pretty heavy cycle of lessons, right? Things are shifting now, the emotional fog is clearing, and you just can't unsee the things that you've seen. So what you do next really matters. And you're being guided to make some moves. So let's see what is coming up for you in the month of May. Pisces, we're going to look at career, finances, and love for the month of May for Pisces. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. About career, ooh, authority. Somebody's moving up here. Or somebody of influence is going to notice you. We'll put down tarot and we'll find out more. What's going on with finances for Pisces? We've got firm foundation. I love that. Look, you, I feel, are going to have enough. I don't think you're going to have everything that you want, but I feel like there's going to be reason to celebrate because I feel like you are about to get over the obstacle, the financial obstacle you've been dealing with, and it's going to feel more like stability or a firm foundation. Tell me about love for Pisces, please, which could be platonic or romantic. We'll see what comes up here. Tell me about Pisces in terms of love for the month of May. We've got transformation. So something is changing. And not only is it changing, but something is ending. So something else can begin. We've got the third eye chakra. What did I say at the beginning? Right? There's shit that you've seen that you cannot unsee. I really feel like with the third eye chakra that I think that the universe is just confirming that you've gone through a lot of lessons. You've learned a lot of things, and now it's time to make some changes, transformation. Money gets easier. You get over some sort of financial block or financial obstacle that's in the way. You're about to achieve something financially, and then we have somebody who might be looking at you as somebody, a person of authority, or this could be a person of authority who sees that you're doing good. Let's talk about tarot here. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about authority. This is the Emperor energy. Tell me about authority for Pisces, please. Tell me about authority. We've got, this does look like a promotion, the Fool and authority. Or this person of influence is going to open a new door for you here, Pisces, in terms of your career. Looks like there's going to be a career shift, but because of somebody who's powerful, who sees you being brave, doing the things that you're supposed to do, and then some. Being brave, taking a risk, thinking outside the box. The Knight of Wands is here. And so it feels like they are picking you because, Pisces, I feel like you're a person who's kind of flexible. They see you as somebody who's willing to take a bit of a risk, who's willing to jump into the next thing, not necessarily having all the information or knowing how to do it, but intuitively feeling your way through it is what I think. Because don't forget that the Emperor is also the King of Cups. So the Emperor sort of feels you and feels like you're the right one for the next phase. This could also definitely be brave, leaving a job to become the authority at another place, right? To become the person who is the one who is the person of influence. We've got the Nine of Pentacles. Your confidence is on high in the month of May. It feels like you're very confident, very brave, and you're ready for a change. Now, I feel like you're doing it bravely, which means this is a place you've never been before, and that can be a little bit nerve-wracking on its own. If you are a person who is changing your career or jumping into a new career, I feel like you're a person who has accepted a higher paying position or a position with more, if it is an internal change, it feels like a position with more authority or more on your shoulders, that you'll be carrying more. And, you know, the Fool is the leap of faith, yes, but it's also exhilarating but terrifying at the same time because you have to feel your way around intuitively. You've never been here before. Let's put down one more card here. We've got the Hermit. Yeah, do that, friend. think about it, think on it, meditate on it. Look, I think that it's really, really important that your intuitive self be on point, that you know where your light is, that you know how to enlighten other people, because I feel like the emperor is all four kings, and one of those is the king of swords, the king of cups, of course, and that person is living sort of in their psychic energy, and so that's why the person who is the emperor or the authority figure is the one who has stability or is stable, because they are using all facets of themselves in order to move forward. So I think that this hermit energy is saying, I would say, listen more than you speak. But that is really someone who's at the top level of their game has learned already to do that. But you are, I feel, changing something up here in your career, and we'll talk more about that. Let's talk about this firm foundation. I love that coming up for your finances here, friend. We've got the 8 of Cups. I think you've decided that you're no longer paying attention to the glass ceiling, because I feel like you are probably getting some sort of a promotion or a raise, or you're leaving this job to go to another job that puts you in a higher position, that pays you more, that gives you more responsibility. But the 8 of Cups here tells me that you're no longer paying attention to somebody who said, that's it, this is as much as you can make here. I feel like you hit a glass ceiling, or you're like not paying attention to the glass ceiling. The 8 of Cups tells me I'm not settling for this. I'm not settling for the amount of money I was making. And I think that's what's been your obstacle financially. It feels like that you see this big, I'm saying obstacle because in the tarot, right, the mountains can be achievements, but definitely can be an obstacle. Like this might be your last obstacle before you get the achievement financially, because you've decided you're not just going to settle for what you're making, that you're either going to re-educate yourself or get more education or go out there and find a job that pays more. And so you are facing your fears, my friend, because it's going to take leaving a place where you were ultimately comfortable, where you were saying, you know what, this is good enough. I'm making this much and I'm okay. It's keeping me at a place where I feel like you're not doing that anymore. I think you're reaching higher. And I think that's why the Emperor is here. But the Strength card also tells me that you now have the courage to do it. You have the courage to walk away, but also that you're about to face something that has been a fear for you. Tell me more. We have the 3 of Cups. Look, friend, you can celebrate. I feel like it's time to celebrate because you are no longer in fear of your financial situation. It feels like somebody's taking control of their finances because the authority is here, right? The Emperor is here. It feels like because you've taken control of your career move or whatever's going on in your career, you're now in effect transferring that to your finances. You're now in control of your finances because you are able to face your fears with confidence. Tell me more. We've got the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. So yes, I feel like this financially is the place that you were in, and I feel like that's about to get better because the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse tells me this is not the place that I want to stay forever. This is not my forever home. This is not as much money as I want to make for the rest of my life. I have bigger and better dreams for myself. So I feel like the 10 of Pentacles tells me that financially you were sort of capped. I want to say that somebody was capping you off and saying, nope, this is as much money as you can make in this department, in this particular job, in this particular title. And I think that you're like, nope, I'm not settling for that. I'm about to face a fear here, and it's going to bring a firmer foundation. Once I achieve getting over this mountain, I am going to achieve more financially. This is about love. So let's talk about this, because like I said, it can be romantic or platonic, depending on how you're looking at it. But there is a transformation going on in terms of emotional things, emotional love. You're about to make some sort of decision that is going to give you new balance. It does feel like the 2 of Pentacles tells me that you've been wobbling on making a decision to either end something and begin something new, or changing how you are. And what I mean by that is maybe you're already in a relationship. Maybe you've decided that you've got to change in order to grow, in order to stay in your relationship, in order to grow with your partner. This is the place where people end up getting a divorce, because there's usually one person that wants to change, and usually the other person is like, don't expect me to change. And so I feel like somebody here could be leaving or ending a relationship. I'm not going to wobble on this anymore because I want to have balance in my life. Tell me more about this. We've got The Five of Pentacles. Got the Three of Pentacles. Isn't that really interesting that it's all Pentacles? Because the Five of Pentacles with the Two of Pentacles immediately says to me, I've got to grow. I'm willing to work harder than you are. And I've got to grow. I can't stop my growth. It's like Alice in Wonderland, right? When she was growing inside the house, she was growing and growing and growing, and she had to grow. She was outgrowing her environment. So I feel like somebody here could be transforming, and maybe the way you're transforming is that you're finding a new community, or you're finding people around you who are going to be collaborative and cooperative rather than holding you down and telling you what you should do and telling you, no, this isn't the right thing to do. It feels like there is a partnership that's growing here. For others of you, I feel like if you are in a relationship, that this is what must transform. We must get back into our partnership days where we are actually supporting how the other one is growing. And so that could look like anything, right? But I feel like somebody here feels as though they've been excluded from the other person's life. And that sometimes is what pulls people apart in a relationship, that one begins to grow and decides they are going to grow, and the other one is not really willing to grow, or we don't grow at the same time. Right? And if somebody's not willing to take a leap of faith in order to grow, then that's sort of where things fall in half, right? So it feels like somebody's either going to change in order to grow, and this is 10 Pentacles, in order to grow and stay in the relationship for as long as I can, I'm going to make a huge change, a transformation in how I appear in the 3D. If you are somebody who is single and you are looking to meet somebody, I feel like there is a wobble in your transformation. And what I mean by that is maybe you're not willing to do something you never did before in order to get a different result. And that sometimes happens when we don't clear up our trauma from another relationship. And if we don't clear up that trauma, whether that's with a professional or on our own, however we do it, if we don't clear up those scars, then we are going to just take our crap from the garbage on our stoop, and we're going to put it on someone else's stoop, and we're going to call it a different relationship, but we're going to react to all of the same triggers. We're going to react to all of the same things. So I feel like somebody here is looking for a long-term relationship, but is looking for it to move slow. We've got the Three of Pentacles here, which tells me I want to be your friend first. I really want to get to know who you are. Let's start at the Pentacle stage. Let's start with being friends or friends of friends. Maybe you're getting yourself into a new group of people. You could be leaving an old group of people to go into a new group of people, because you've transformed, you just don't fit into the old community anymore. I feel like you've been feeling lonely. So I always say to you guys, like, this is, I did just a level 58, right? Talking about that in-between stage where you're not yet out of the phase you were in, but you're not yet grown into the new vibration. And that accounts for the Five of Pentacles. So I do feel that you want something that is long-term. I feel like you have changed, friend. I feel like you've changed because of the third eye chakra. And like I said, like, Saturn had been in your sign for a while and was really holding your feet to the fire, putting you to task, making sure that you could see everything clearly for what it was, instead of being in this phase of, it'll be fine, I'll fall in love with potential, it'll work it out later. And now I think you've seen things that you can't unsee because the third eye chakra is here. Tell me about one more card. Let's find out what's going on here. We've got the Sun in reverse. Yes. So look, when the Sun is in the reverse for me, it is still, an awakening. It's still revealing something. We can now see everything clearer than we used to, but we can't unsee it once we see it. So the Sun is here, and when it's in the reverse for me, it's because, yes, I see it. Yes, I've had the breakthrough, but now I realize that there's no more growth here. So the Sun for me in the reverse is like the moon, and things grow under the sun, but not necessarily under the moon. So very few things grow under the moon. It's not like nothing can grow under the moon, but the growth sometimes is slower. So I feel like with the Sun in the reverse, someone feels as though they've come to the end of the road with something, someone, a group of people, a friendship group, someone that you've been dating or someone you've been married to or living with or in a long-term relationship with. 10 Pentacles here tells me long-term relationship. And so I feel like you've realized that there's no more growth to be had here. And so you're seeing it and you can't unsee it, and that's unfortunate. Look, we're going to go into the extended. We're going to talk more about all of this. What's the transformation for? We're going to look at this on both ways. We're going to look at this about a long term. I've been there long enough and I'm not growing. But also this could be finding a long-term relationship that you're unsure of. We'll look at it both ways. if you want to come to the extended, that's where we're going to go next. Please look at the comment section. And above the comment section, the very first pinned comment is, you'll click on read more. You will see that there are some links there. One of them is for the membership area. That's where all the extendeds go. Come join us there if you want to see how this works out. If you're interested in a private read, please know you've got exactly 24 hours left to be able to get in on the 10% off sale for the pre-recorded readings. And so I only put that sale on about once every 4 months. And so that is coming to an end at midnight on the 4th. So if you're interested in that, please apply as soon as you can. And I'm still offering the, sorry, the windows are open. You're hearing street cleaners. I hope you can hear me. If you want to have a live reading, you can do that as well. Please check my schedule and you get between 5 and 75% off. I'm going to put down 3 cards here for those of you who are not coming into the extended to see if we can get some advice or what is coming up next for you here. We've got the King of Wands. We've got the 7 of Cups. And we've got the Temperance card. You are coming out of a time, Pisces, according to this, where you're no longer in confusion. It feels like with the King of Wands, you're now deciding where I want to go. This is what I want to pursue. And I'm going to pick one of these cups. In a moment of alchemy, everything is going to become clear. I'll become healed. I won't be overly emotional. There'll be no more illusion. It's time for me to go get what I want. It's time for me to take action and go pursue the things that I want. So we're going to go into the extended. Look, somebody here doesn't care if they fall and scrape their knees. I don't care. I'm going to make the bold move because the world is mine. Look at this. The world is mine, right? I'm creating my own reality and I'm going to go. We're going to talk more about this in the extended. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I do appreciate you. I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back because I'm always back. Take care, friends. Bye-bye.